it's actually been a good day for net neutrality because a judge struck down a request for review that had upheld the previous FCC net neutrality regulations. And so we had those regulations protecting net neutrality, protecting consumers from their speeds being shifted based on corporate whims or prices being determined by what corporations want, particular types of material, maybe progressive news shows being advantaged or disadvantaged, had been upheld. There was an attempt to take those down. That has been stopped for now. Unfortunately, in the background, just in the past week or two, actually, the new head of the FCC has begun the process that could lead to a Supreme Court battle over the continuation of those net neutrality regulations. And unfortunately, with Donald Trump getting a person on the Supreme Court rather than someone else having that spot, it is possible that those regulations will eventually be taken down.
We were talking about this. We were talking about this on the podcast the other day. The fact that this is a front and center issue.
The self-promotion's unbelievable.
Well, the self-promotion would be if I were to mention the podcast web address, which I don't need to because it's posted here on the screen.
And it says at the end.
Yeah, or it is occasionally posted on the screen. Yeah. There you go.
There you go.
But the point I'm trying to make is that net neutrality is really threatened. I mean, it is a front and center issue, and it is. I'm not overstating it to say that democracy is at stake because information is at stake, and freedom of information is at stake. This net neutrality thing is yet another way that media and information is being suppressed, and it seems truly unabated at this moment. I mean, you feel that more and more that those corporate overlords are gathering more and more areas where media is providing information, and net neutrality may be the last bastion of free-flowing information, and it's absolutely an endangered species.
Yeah.
And we're in real life talking about income inequality and what a huge problem it is in America. And that is sort of a microcosm, this net neutrality, because it is inequality that would sort of flourish within the world of the internet, which keeps, unfortunately, I think, growing. I've had it with the internet.
Yeah, look, and historically we have sort of educational inequality based on different amounts of funding going to different schools, people having access to some schools but not others. And we've had that. The internet, what was so revolutionary and amazing about it was that theoretically, if you have access to the internet and you have the drive and the support, you can help to overcome some of that educational gap between the rich and the poor in America and other parts of the world. But that might be at risk right now.
That's a terrific point. This disparity that you see in education, the inability for people to really have a shot at higher education and ultimately better jobs and control of their own destiny.
And higher wages.
You see that higher wages and better wages that reward higher education. You will then now see that potentially with the net neutrality, with erasing net neutrality, you'll see what John is talking about, which is that, hey, if you're not a rich person or a person who is better able to pay, you will not have access to a lot of the information that could provide for you better wages and a better future.
Exactly.
We're not the Young Turks, you're the Young Turks. You power this show. Together, we built something amazing. We've broken stories like the Donna Brazile story the mainstream media wouldn't break. We built the studio, we built this network. It's now #1, all thanks to you guys. Let's come build it even bigger and stronger. TYTnetwork.com/join.